Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So, it's time to finally do the first run, or have the first run, of the brand new Tamiya TD4 Super Avante. Quite excited about it. I'm going to be really curious to see how it runs and how it feels. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. So before we get into the running video, I'm going to make a few changes to it. I want to cover a few things. There were certain questions asked on the last video, which I'll just cover quickly. And also a massive thank you to the RC Elf for making this possible. Massively appreciated. So yeah, there was a couple of things people wanted to see before I do any changes to this. So the first thing was they wanted to see the car finish with the wing in a higher position. So I'll show you that quickly. I don't think it'll look any good. You also wanted to see what it looked like without the mudguards on, so I'll quickly show you that. And then when the mudguards are off, some of you wanted to see the front wing moved right as far forward as possible, Predator style, Predator X10 style. Now I've tried that before I painted it, it looked great, but once the mudguards went on, because of the height of them, the wing looked a bit silly. But without the mudguards on, I think it'll probably look better right at the front. So we'll do that quickly for you as well. I won't be running it with mudguards on, and I certainly won't be running it with the wheel shrouds on. What I will be running is the kit wheels, but I'll be running the Tamiya dual blocks front and back, much better tyre. And obviously with this bit of colour, although it doesn't match the decals, but anyway, so that's what we'll be running. Now also, I'm going to change electronics over, because at the moment this has got the Tamiya 10.5 brushless combo with TBLEO2 speedo. I'm really struggling for space in there. There was a few comments saying, just cut your wires and solder them. Yeah, I get that, but I'm not going to go to that extent and make it all perfectly just for this car when I'm only going to run this a few times. So I need to put running gear in, which I can take in and out and make it sort of universal. So that's why I don't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change from brushless over to brushed. I'm going to put in the Tamiya Super Modified 11-turn brush motor. That's a hot motor, one of my favourites from Tamiya. I'm also going to run that on my high-end Tekken brushed speedo, and that's unlimited as well. And the reason I'm doing that is it'll save some space. Obviously we'll get going from brushless to brushed. It'll be one less motor wire, but it'll also be no sensor wire. And the TBLO2 is quite big because it's got the fan on as well. So we are going to make some space savings, and I didn't really want to take the driver out so I could just run it. I'd like to have it kind of complete, so that should sort that out. We are going to run standard kit gearing. My 48 pitch pinion isn't here, which the slipper clutch needs. So this is just completely, I think it's a 17 tooth kit pinion. And we'll just see how that goes. The only hop-ups on the car, we've got aeration, small bore dampers, we've got front UJs fitted, and a Tamiya racing wing. The rest of the car is standard. We have got more hop-ups to go on it, but let's run it first in this video and see what it looks like. So that's enough waffle. Let's bring the camera over and I'll show you guys what you wanted to see. Right, so I'll just show you the car as it stands right now, just so you can get the comparison when I put the longer wing mounts on. So that's how it looks at the moment. So that's the actual difference in size. As you can see, it's a massive jump, to be honest. And that's it with the high wing mounts. For me personally, and my sort of personal preference and taste, that doesn't look good at all. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look terrible, but it just doesn't flow like the shorter mounts do. And then back to the short mounts. Stick in the comments what you think, but for me, yeah, it's the short wing mounts are hands down the best. Right, now let's whiz the mudguards off. And that's it with the mudguards off. I'm not sure now. It's funny, you know, because I was never a massive fan of the mudguards. Especially with the box art paint job, I thought they kind of stuck out, but as many of you commented on the last video, because of this livery I'd gone for, the mudguards seem to look better. So now they're missing, it does look a little bit odd to me, but that's probably just me getting used to it. I have taken the full mudguards off with the brackets. I don't see any sense in leaving the brackets off if you're not using the mudguards. But yeah, that's quite interesting for me actually. Yeah, it looks very different. It's funny, it was one of those things where I think you imagined, okay, you take the mudguards off and it's just going to look way better. And for me right now, that doesn't look any better. Maybe looks a little bit worse. Right, next thing you wanted to see was the wing positioned without the mudguards, the wing positioned right at the front. So let's do that next. And there it is. And again, for me, that doesn't work. That doesn't look as good. Again, stick in the comments what you think. It certainly doesn't look out of place. And if I was going to keep it there, I'd do some trimming on the front. But yeah, I don't know. And then just quickly from that angle. Yeah, I'd be really interested to what you have to say on this one. So wing position, mudguards, and now that front wing at the front. Is it any good like that? I don't know. It's very interesting. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the get the kit wheels on with the dual block tyres. Right, that's the brand new tyres on the new wheels. Not glued yet. I love the Tamiya dual blocks. It's a good tyre. In my opinion, there are way cheaper tyres available, but if you want to stay with Tamiya, you can't really go wrong with these, I don't think. Anyway, let's bang them on the car. And that's what it looks like with kit wheels and dual block tyres. Not a massive fan of that, if I'm honest. I do like the tyres because it makes the car look a little bit more sort of modern and more usable. But yeah, I'm not overly keen on the sort of yellowish star-dished wheels. They're not the best. And also that front wing, I don't know if that what I'm going to do if I'm going to run it like that. It doesn't look bad from that angle actually. That's a better angle. I think it's because we've got more light on the wheels. So yeah, what I'm going to do very quickly, and I'll do it off camera, I'm going to move the wing back to where I had it, because I'm not going to put holes in it and that's going to flap around because it's only taped on, whereas when it's on where I put it, it's pretty solid. So yeah, let's do that, and then we're going to have to get into the actual car. Right, that's much better. I should have spent more time on it first time round. So yeah, out with the combo, which is just too big, to be honest. There will be a way of making it all fit tidy, definitely. But look at that now. So Tamiya Super Modified 11-turn fitted, taken high-end speedo, and all that wiring is absolutely cock on now. Nothing gets in the way of anything. I rerouted underneath this bracket, which it doesn't tell you to do, but I think that's well worth it. Took those motor wires down and under, just a little tie wrap there just to make sure it stays away from that prop shaft. They're golden, and again, it doesn't impede any part of the body whatsoever. And I can also get to the switch, which I've left loose down here, which again, it's got a tie wrap, but yeah, extremely happy with that now. Right, just last final test before we take it out. Oh, put your finger at way servo. Steering's great. Tyres are still not glued yet. I've got to do that last job. Excellent. Again, speedo's just in its standard settings at the moment. Just the easy start I've set for, but we can program it to do a lot more stuff. But anyway, that's it. Let's get it out and see what happens. Right, we're out. Unfortunately, conditions are terrible. It's -5. We've got brand new tyres on, but let's see what happens. Just steady away at the beginning. It's got fantastic turning circle. The front universals. Not massively ballistic, is it, with that motor? I'm on 2S. You can just about hear the ball diffs, the limited slip. Tell you what we could do. Bring it in front of us from a standing start. Oh! So there's a lot of tyre spin with that as well. I like it. I do like it. Sounds good. You can hear them diffs working, that's quite impressive. The gearing's not too bad either. Difficult to say how fast it is. I'd say it's heading probably around 30 miles an hour. Maybe just a tad slower actually. The brake needs better setup on my speed controller. I like this. Those tyres are doing alright considering they're brand new. Yeah, I like it a lot. Tell you what, in these conditions that ain't handling bad at all. Let's try it again for standing start. Well, I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard, but those diffs are perfect. Starting to get a little bit more adventurous with it. Seeing what it can and can't do. That ain't bad on a surface like this, you know. Lovely drivetrain. Sounds really nice. Obviously the point of me doing it like this is so you see this at the same time I do. So there's no silly editing or crap like that. There's a little bit of a loose surface just on the other side of the car park. It's got a little bit of snow on it, but yeah, I think we could just give it a little quick blast on there. Right, let's just give it a little blast on here. See, it's not ideal surface, but you can have a little bit of a play with it. It's a bit hard actually, isn't it? There's no gravel. It's just rock hard. But you get the idea of it. There used to be a little jump at this bit when you went on the tarmac. Okay, that didn't work, did it? I'm sure you could make it a little bit of a jump here somewhere. Okay, kind of. What do you think, guys? Stick in the comments. Don't want to harp on about the conditions, but considering, I don't think it's doing too bad. Right, we've come off of there because wasn't much fun. A bit too hard for it, really. Well, my early indications are I really like it. It's cool. Still don't know what it is. It's, for me, it feels better than something like a DF03. But is it up there with a DB01? I don't know. And you won't better tell in these conditions, to be honest. But handling, it's there, you can feel it. You can definitely feel it. Not bad at all. Well, just back, absolutely frozen. -5, -6. I really like the TD4, my friends. Now, I know I've not really done much with it in this video. This is only the early indication of it. But with everything else I've driven, all the different chassis, of which I've driven a lot, and all in the same area, I know how these chassis kind of handle and what to expect. And that's right up there with anything. Got to be careful what I say here, because as I say, it's not a TT02B. It's way better, obviously. In my opinion, it's way better than a DF03. Way better. Even the MS version that I have. It's close for what I've just done. Very close to a DB01. Very close. But I've only ever run them in summer months. So tarmac's hot, tyres are gripping, everything's going as it should, no wheel spin, slipper clutch is working, all that stuff. And obviously none of that was available to us today. But from what I've seen, and don't forget, once I turned the camera off, I flattened the whole battery. So I had another probably 12 minutes of running this, and I was just ragging it round, just basically sort of pushing it more and more. And yeah, my sort of visual expressions, my visuals of it did remind me of the DB01 Durga. So I'm not saying this is one of the best Tamiya chassis ever. Please don't think that. But it's very, very good, very good. And remember that standard gearing, which is quite set, quite low. It's only a 17-tooth pinion, and on standard gearing you can go right through to a 25-tooth pinion. If you put the slipper clutch in, which is a 48 DP, you can go right through to a 30-tooth pinion. Anyway, I've got the upgrades now to fit to this, so this will be my next job. So I've got the rear universal drive shafts to go in, got the slipper clutch to fit back in. I've now got a 22 pinion, or 21, I can't remember which it is, and I've got the hop-up diff locking nuts to go front and back. But in these conditions, that slipper clutch would have been pretty useless anyway. Those diffs, I got those set up really well. I don't know if that came across sound wise on the video. They were very limited slip. I have seen other videos and the diffs are whining, and if they're whining, you're only going to damage them. But no, they were cock on and they feel great still. But I will obviously probably nip them up. I'll probably nip them up as tight as I can once the slipper clutch goes in, and then the slipper can do the work and not the diffs. That's what I'm planning anyway. Oh, running gear, I'm not so sure. 11 turn Super Modified. It wasn't blistering, but again, it's a gearing, I think. But again, it's a brush motor, so we've got to be very careful not to overgear that and burn it out. So yeah, I can't remember if it's a 21 or 22 48 pinion I've got, but when that setup goes in next, it increases the gear ratio very slightly. Just goes in the right direction. It'll give me a little bit extra top end, and I very much doubt that it'll affect the acceleration off the mark. It's basically the equivalent of going up 2 teeth on standard gearing from a 17 to a 19. That's the kind of jump we're doing when the slipper clutch goes in. So it'll be interesting to see how that does. But got to be honest, winter's here now, so it might be a while before I run this again now. I'll certainly put the hop-ups in and what have you, but it's no fun when it's that cold. And the snow's going to be here soon. Anyway, I am really rattling on. Yeah, again, I don't work for Tamiya. I do this for a hobby, but there's a lot of people who actually despise this TD4 or they're on the fence about it. Now I'm hoping, well, I know through my build video I've changed some minds. Now you've seen it go together, and I'm hoping now in this video, now you've seen it run, it ain't that bad, guys. Forget the stupid Avante name, forget the crappy mudguards, forget all that rubbish. The body can be made to look a lot better than box art if that's putting you off. But this is a brand new chassis and it's pretty cool, I've got to say. Whether it'll jump on a track or not's a different matter, but for what I've just done, it's excellent. Anyway, I better shut up. So, if you are new to this channel, this is the first time you come across one of my videos, if you could give this video a thumbs up, and anyway, just give it a thumbs up anyway, guys, please, not down and up. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for our weekly notifications of our weekly videos. We do 2 to 3. It's going to be a massive December. It's going to be 4 or 5 videos a week in December. Anyway, now I'm going to shut up. So, my friends, happy arseing.